Yeah, I feel she was a woman scorned, and she needed to take. She felt like she was scorned that much because she wanted to be queen of carbonation, and I feel that she needed to. She felt to herself that, I mean, fair enough, right? The R word is not very good at first, but I feel because she went there so much time, because he stopped her from being with Solar and that, I feel she was hurt by that as well. So yeah, sorry, my daughter's on
Mhm.
something. Yeah. So um yeah, I just feel that she's a very scorned woman.
And after Nature Boy had decided that he didn't want to make her queen, and he decided he wanted to be queen himself, and I think that right there was her last straw. And after that, she wanted out of it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think it's that as well, and also she still wanted Solar. She wanted Solar badly, so which I still think she still wants Solar from what I gathered, but she obviously will do anything to get to what she needs or what she needs to do by any means necessary. She doesn't look at the consequences basically.
Hmm. Well, I
Yeah.
just hope she finds some kind of peace, because I just don't understand how they can just pass down each other, like a piece of meat. If she's in love with Solar and Nature Boy have six wives or more, why he wanted Materia. That's just to show you that how arrogant Nature Boy is. He think that he can have anything, even what he can't have, and that's why he end up in jail.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel he's one of those men where he feels that every woman wants him as well.
Hmm.
He thinks he is, well, that they call that in West Indies a sweet boy. He think he's the queen, the best of the crop. And
Hmm.
also, if you look at the past videos when they started when they thought it was an eco village, you'll see that he was always built. He was always bigger than the guys. He was always like the so-called alpha of the lot, even though he's not an alpha, but he puts himself as that. You know what I mean? So he's very much egotistical, I will say.
And that's what got the best of him. That was his downfall. Like they say,
Yeah.
pride comes before the fall. That was Nature Boy's downfall when he allowed his ego to get the best of him. And like they say, you reap what you sow. And I think that that's his karma. And it was Nateria.
Yeah, but my daughter did actually predicted that was going to happen, because my daughter said that one day some woman's going to come and he's going to try to do her a certain way and she's going to take him down.
Mhm.
But my daughter also said that how all of his history might possibly come out, because it seems like they're thinking that how, oh, he's going to come out and all that. I mean, yesterday they were saying that Musa denounced him, but I feel Carbonation play games with the people watching them
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah, I
So
think so too.
yeah, so though Musa said he so-called announced him, which I do not believe for a minute, I still think he's an active
Mhm.
member.
Mhm.
I still think Solar's an active member. Um, not only that, I think they're prepared to do anything um for Nature Boy. They're kind of like more a danger, because Fundi Fee said that they are more dangerous on the to us as when they are together. So
Mhm.
and because that girl did the muster size, the mother, was she off her mum, and I feel that it's yeah, they are dangerous. They're dangerous. All of them are a danger to the public, which is what the they said in the hearings and stuff. But I think that he is better off where he should be, and there's probably more of him like him.
Mhm. I, and I feel the same way when Musa has spoke up. I saw a video that Musa say that he denounced Nature Boy. I said he only doing that because saying what people want to hear. And if he can say that he have denounced Nature Boy, then people are going to go ahead and accept him and forget all the dirt that he did when he was a part of Carbonation. I didn't buy that at all. And I even talked about that way before it happened. I see these people, they're going to run, which they did. And once they sit there and get wherever they need to get, they're going to go ahead and they're going to denounce Nature Boy so they won't be a part of all the stuff he's going through. That's normal. People usually do that. When you are in trouble, that's when you know who your real friends are. And I
Yeah,
think that they doing that because they're afraid. They want to disassociate themselves with Nature Boy so they can take some of the heat off of them.
but the heat will still come to them because there's so much evidence of what they've done. Like, the T literally have so much stuff of them, what they were doing, including Velvet. I mean, I know everybody's bigging up Velvet. I get it. Why they're bigging her up and stuff like that. But I mean, fair enough. Seemed like she turned her life around. Seemed like it. But my thing is that, like, if he wasn't around all the women, right, she probably would have still be there, beating up or beating up the women, the men or whatever. Because according to one of the ex-members, they said that how she was abusive to them as well. So I mean, right now she's saying fair enough, right? She's turning her life around, but the proof is in the pudding. I feel is when the superior court thing happens, because he's had 3 hearings now. Well, he did have one pending, so you know, it's left to be seen right now. I mean, that's all I'm waiting for. That's why I haven't done. I mean, I wasn't talking about them before. It's just the wives used to stir me up. The so-called wives, Malia particularly, really she really gets to me because she went for a whole lot with him and stuff like that. And I get it. You got to do your belief or whatever you're into, but he hurt her so much. He hurt her so much. Starved her out, beat her up, all sorts of things. And there she is on screen saying that how he's her husband and all this stuff. And you're just like, really? Even the things they're talking about, they don't even believe in half of them. They don't believe in half of them. Um, they talk about Allah. You cannot. I'm watching my own thing. Okay, right, right. You have to go through a process to become that. You know what I mean? You can't just be whatever they pretend to be. And I feel they're hurting not only the new age side of stuff, they're hurting the other communities because, like, then everybody's seen as ratchet and, oh, they like this and you need to watch your own thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that they only telling us, what we want to hear, and that's what I had just posted the title as, because heat is on and all eyes is on Nature Boy. And anytime when a person get in trouble, they run. They run. That's how you know who your real friends are. And I think Musa is doing that because he don't want none of that heat on him, but it's gonna be on him because he was a part of it. And that's just how I was saying about Velvet and all the rest of them that was a part of Carbonation. Just because now that Nature Boy got caught for something else, that does not mean when they start digging in all this other dirt, which, if this stuff goes to trial, They're gonna dig up all that information, all this stuff that Nature Boy had did in his past, and they all was a part of it. And that's why Nature Boy said that if he go down, he gonna take everybody else with him, because he didn't do it by himself. Even though he was the big fish, and that's who they want. You see, they want him, but you cannot just say, well, look, I'm going to take this, but I'm going to leave that. No, they all come together. They all should take accountability of what they did. And that's what I'm saying, Osama. They all should take accountability.
That's true. That's true. But because they call themselves a family. Because at
Yes,
first,
yes, yes. They was all about
because
a fault.
yeah, because what Max Rewell picked up on them as well is that they started changing their words. They started
Hmm.
saying, at first they were saying my God, right? He's my God. He's my God. Then they said he's my husband or something. They changed the words. They started changing the words. It's like someone was telling. It's like he was telling them from the jail. No, 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 no. Stop calling me God. Stop calling me God.
Oh, he
But
was telling them to stop it when he was in jail?
yeah, I think that's what Max said. I can't remember exactly what Max was saying all in his video, but Max was saying that but they were slowly changing their words, the dial certain words they were calling. You know what I mean? And um well, like, so now they just refer to him as their husbands. The women was referring to him as their husbands.
Hmm.
And the only okay the only thing they keep repeating now is the white man this the white man is that, but we all know that there was not that type of organization. There was not that, okay, like black power fist up kind of situation. But it's like they it's like it's well, I mean, I say it's all in the marketing. I still put it down to the marketing. They remarket themselves, they rebrand themselves, they
So
change the
that's what they're doing now after he went to
yeah,
jail, is trying to
yeah,
rebrand themselves.
yeah,
But
yes,
the question is it too late? Because they only doing that, just like I said, because they giving us what we want to hear, in order to get Nature Boy out of the trouble that he's in now.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So that's why I say, they all should take accountability, all of
yeah.
them.
Because even Solar, he cannot even string words together. Even when he's talking about astrology, he cannot what's it string his conversation
Mm-hmm.
properly. He tends to get very like how Nature Boy talks in circles. They talk in circles a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And even though Solar is away from him, though he said he's broken away, I think Max also said that Solar will be the one who will probably be the one who will talk about what happened, because he's still hurt from losing the baby. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything's possible. I mean, I'm just sitting back and watching right now
Mm-hmm.
because um they watch what we say. That's what I think. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
they watch the channels that talk about them,
Mm-hmm.
and then they change to according to what you the reactors are saying, or what the channels are saying.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
Well,
still carrying on that thing. Oh, sorry,
yeah.
she's screaming.
Well, I think that Musa, he ran in Mexico because he knew that if they came for Nature Boy, that they was going to come for him, and that's why he ran, because he was just that close on the Nature Boy. And now he realizing, that, just like you say, they watching other people talk, and they realizing that, if I say a few things, throw a little few things out, then, maybe I might be able to get a pass. But no, bro, you was in it just as well. And even Solar, now Solar, he's back. I think he said he was in California. He's back, and maybe Musa, he might want to come back too. So I don't know if they're going to turn state on him. More likely they might, and maybe the state might work out a deal to go ahead and let them off, or give them maybe a misdemeanor or something, but I don't think that the state is just going to just wipe their slate clean, because like I said, they all was a part of it. So it doesn't make no sense. That's not the way that the court of law work out. It doesn't work that way, because they all was a part of it. It was a cult. And I don't care if Nature Boy, he was the head man in charge, and he was the one that was giving all the orders, but you was a part of it. Now maybe they might holler they was brainwashed, which most likely they were, because people that's in a cult, they are brainwashed. But it comes a time where someone just have to take accountability. So, and that's why I say, even though they want the big fish, but Nature Boy, he's going to talk, and he already said that he's going to talk. So they all just, better be prepared. And you could see that they all leaving slowly. The only ones that's in is, what's his name? What's the guy name?
Oh, true.
True, and the ladies, yeah, they are the ones that's left. But sooner or later, they gonna have to leave, because how they gonna go ahead and survive? Because when it comes to True, he's not a person that is more out like Nature Boy, especially when it comes to asking people to help them with donations. So I don't think True gonna take his once a month check and take care of four women.
Yeah, that was another thing, because like everybody's saying, are they still in that house? That they are, because I don't watch them on Instagram
They
and
still
stuff like
there?
that.
They
I
still
don't know
there?
whether they're still there. I'm not sure, because SL Davis is really the best, the channel to find out about that, because they was talking about the lease that the who's paying for the house, but it seems like they're still there, because Efarubi still talking from the room, with the room, one of the rooms in the house, Efaru and Zoka. So and the garden looks the same. So I mean, they somehow got an extension on the lease or whatever. So it's crazy. It's a crazy thing that how this is still striving. It's still going on. I'm coming. It's still going on, and they are not. They're not. They're not finishing. They're not like. It's not. I mean, it's dismantling slowly, but at a very slow process right now.
Mhm. Well, I
Yeah.
think Aya have filled some kind of paper out, discrepancy, that they still can stay in the house because of Nature Boy is in jail, and some kind of breach of contract. I don't know, something Aya have filled out where they can just squat in that house. And that's what I think they are, just living there rent free, because they used to stuff like that. I don't think that they paying any lease. They filed some kind of petition where they can stay in there long as Nature Boy is in jail, because he cannot do the proper paperwork, so that means that they're obligated to stay in that home. So I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works in Georgia law with squatters, and that's what I think they are, just sitting in that home, just living rent free until Nature Boy go ahead and make the get it straight. But they need to just wake up, because it's not looking good, and especially when now everybody knows that Nature Boy is a cult, especially in Georgia. Ain't no way in the world that they're gonna be able to stay there, or nowhere around here, because all eyes is on them. So their best bet is to go back into the jungle, in the tropics where they were, because no way that they're gonna be able to survive down here, even if Nature Boy get out. So, I think that now all this stuff, that's happening, most likely they all just going to go ahead and go their separate ways or end up in another cult. But who going to take Aya Malia? Now maybe Ephru, somebody might take her, but I don't think nobody gonna want Malia and Aya. So
That's true. Well, that's true. That's true because look what happened to Calabar. Is it Calabar? Not Calabar. Is it Calabar? The one who's in the Nubian now. He's in the Nubian.
oh, Calabar,
I
I didn't know that.
think it's Calabar. That's yeah. I think he's in the Nubian now, right?
Okay.
So he's gone from one cult to the other, which they did say with somebody said that how that's what they do. They naturally gravitate towards another someplace else. Because Natiri gravitated towards Prince York at one point. She did. So so yeah, that's normally how they work. I mean, as for the
Mhm.
girls, the ladies, I think Aya will possibly do what she was doing before she met Nature Boy.
So what Aya, what she was doing?
She was on the streets,
Oh my God, I just hope she
prostituting.
don't go back because I just
Yeah,
love her. I think she was one of the best, and
yeah,
she didn't deserve what Nature Boy was doing to her because she did everything for him.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I
She
just
did.
hope she don't go back to the streets. She will go back home to her child and her family.
Yeah, because she had so much problems when she was in Puerto Rico, wherever they was, because of the sister wives thing. Um, she went through a lot with Velvet. Her
Hmm.
Ra, I think her Ra. Sheba was just a willing participant because Sheba loves Nature Boy anyway.
Hmm.
And I think if like True didn't get her pregnant, she probably would have been. She always wanted to be one of his wives from the
Hmm.
old footage that I've seen of her. And as for the other girls, I mean, Zoka is lost.
Oh,
Her
she lost
family,
in the sauce. She lost
she
her.
lost. She proper lost, and her family did say that she had mental problems as well.
Hmm.
And so when she gets crazy, she really gets crazy. If Farouk can go back to her family because like she's more on the white side of her family, I think,
Hmm.
take care of her. So she's more or less set. She don't really have to do a lot. But it's Malia might be out in the wilderness,
Hmm.
per se, because they don't really like her,
Her
really.
family. Her family.
Um, oh yes, well, because she burnt her bridges when he was in Nola
Hmm.
ages ago.
No,
So
no, you mean New Orleans?
yeah,
Hmm.
he made her burn her bridges with her
Hmm.
with her family. So I don't know how that one, whether the family will still take her back or not, or what. That was that one. That's another one that, like, even if it's done offline, um left to be seen right about now, because she would have to go back and kiss their foot, beg, do what she's got to do,
Hmm.
go back to that family, because when he got her, when all her insides was turned all the way inside out or whatever was wrong with her,
Hmm.
um she really burnt her bridges. She did. She burnt it bad. I mean, but it's pretty obvious that she still kind of loved her son, but she was
Hmm.
prepared to do whatever she
Hmm.
got to do for a man.
Hmm. I think that because it's something about New Orleans, Louisiana, we have a heart, and I think that if she come back home, her people gonna receive her, but I don't think that they're gonna let Malia, get too close to her son, because you don't know what's in Malia's mind, and because Malia been away from her child for how long? I think the child is about 4 years old now, right, or older.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he's about four. Yeah, I'm not sure
Hmm.
how old he is.
And the child is attached to whoever raised the child, but I don't think that no one is gonna let Malia get into their cult, and if they do accept Malia, then they just asking for something because Malia, she will do anything, for Nature Boy. So I would just go ahead and send her back home. And as for Aya, I just pray that Aya, she don't go back to her old ways, that she will go back home to her child and begin a new life. And most likely, I think that's why they holding Nature Boy in jail, because pretty much, when stuff like this happen, they let them out so they can go ahead and, get their, so they can get their case together. And they holding him in. So I think that what they are doing is trying to get that cult to go ahead and separate. That's why they're holding Nature Boy in. So that's the only thing that I can think, the reason why they still got him there. They're not allowing him to make bond, which I heard, I don't know how the Georgia law works, but after 90 days, they should give him a bond. They should set a bond. And he don't have one yet. So I don't know how it works, but it's not looking good. And even if Materia, just like I had said on several of my videos, just say that Materia go ahead and drop the charges or she don't show up, they still gonna find something on Nature Boy, because no way in the world the state gonna go ahead and do all that work just for nothing. So time gonna tell, like you just should, just like you said, we just have to just sit back and watch, because we looking from the outside in. But the ones that's left in that cult, they need to just go ahead and wake up, because it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And somebody is about to talk, and they're going to talk and say something that's really going to go ahead and give Nature Boy life, where he's going to be able to get life. And I think it's going to be Musa, because Musa knows a lot. And they're going to put so much pressure on Musa, where Musa going to spill his gut. He's the one going to break. And if they can get Malia, Malia going to break too. You know?
Yeah, I think you're right there because because
I think
because
it's going to be
Moose.
Malia. It's going to be Malia and Musa. Those the ones going to break.
Yeah, because Musa was around when Mama Dia died as well, so
Mm-hmm.
he's got a lot of information,
Mm-hmm.
and True as well got a lot of information,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Solo as well, because Solo, I think, and plus there's Naturals and all the other ones, but whatever he had over them, hopefully they will come out, because BP spoke out, and so is that right? Like, yeah, but I definitely think, yeah, Musa might break still, because he's already trying. Well, it's looking like, I ain't saying he's trying. He's looking like he's breaking, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean the proof is in the pudding, in it. We have to see what comes out of his mouth. If he's still talking carbonation words and terms and certain stuff, then we know he's still active.
Mm-hmm. I think the reason why he's saying what he's saying right now is that he's just trying to make his escape, because he's ready to come home. He's ready to come out of Mexico. So he know if he hit down here on American soil, most likely he's gonna get arrested. He knows that, and that's why he's saying what he's saying now. So he probably say, "Hey, if they can offer me a deal, I'm gonna go ahead and talk." And most likely I can hear him right now, dude. You was a part of a cult. You was brainwashed. He made you do this. He made you say this. And that's what they're gonna put in Moose's head. That you have nothing to do with it. This was his fault. Just to get Musa to go ahead and spill his guts. Because I'm pretty sure they did a lot of grimy stuff in them jungles. A lot of stuff that happened in those jungles. But see, the Most High God already had showed me in the spirit that it was a lot of stuff that was going in the jungle. And that's why I had said on several of my videos, they could have been arrested, Nature Boy, for all the stuff when people was leaving that cult and coming out and saying all the stuff that was happening to them. But they didn't do not one thing. And that's why I say they dropped the ball. Because Nateria, her word, it's not that strong. That's weak. Because Nateria was in that cult for 3 years or more as Nature Boy's wife. She still have Nature Boy's tattoo on her butt. So I don't think how that's gonna stand. So the best thing for them to do is get someone that is willing to talk. And you can't get Solar, and Solar ain't gonna say too much because he probably was a part of all this stuff that's happened with Zoka's baby. Unless he come and sit there and say Nature Boy made him do it. But that's where I say it's time for these people to take accountability. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yes, they do need to take accountability big time. It's been going on for too long,
Mm-hmm.
really long, and
Mm-hmm.
it come as though Natiri has broken the spell of a lot of things. I was saying that on a Mind Over Matter. I put it in his chat. Shall I say that it's like she broke a spell, but she herself now she needs to she needs to do the work herself too. She also and 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 though you said that somebody else also said that how her her right she could pull out from being the witness or whatever charges or whatever. So I mean, yeah, I mean, like he's got loads of other charges on him as well. So I mean,
So, they
um,
have more other charges than the big R? I thought that was the
yeah,
only one that they had.
yeah, I think there was one. There was one. He was meant to go to a. It wasn't a hearing. He was meant to go to another. I think it was a hearing or one of them, before he got scooped up. He was meant to go to another one because he was saying he wasn't going to it and all that. So there is another charge. There's other charges out there on him as well. I can't remember all the charges off my heart, but I know that there's other ones because when World looked into it, when he spoke to Maisha, because Maisha, when she dropped the charge on him in for beating her up for battery,
Yeah, but
I
they had
think.
dropped those charges right there. They're not holding them for those charges, huh?
No, they didn't. They didn't. They couldn't get him on that. But he did do something to either a family or something
Mm-hmm.
bad with a family. I can't remember exactly the ins and outs of it, but I don't know whether it's gonna come up. But I think presently right now they got all the devices and stuff like that. I think Loyal's made sure he's got a couple devices so that if like if he get pulled in, he's got stuff that he can use against him too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's there's, I mean, I'm sure more stuff is it's gonna come out about the guy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's trying to make it all nice and everything to the ladies,
Mm-hmm.
like giving them a sense that he's the only black man in the prison and all this foolishness. And I'm just like, wow. And they're very naive. They are very naive women. They're very naive. I give them
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
But we all know he's not the only man, the black man there. But I feel because in his head, he always talk about black stereotypes, being that he grew up from the suburbs and all that stuff. So I know in his mind, he think he's maybe like he might be the lesser one in the jail, but he's trying to make himself out bigger than outside.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
you know,
I don't know, but they need to go ahead and regroup. And I'm pretty sure that True, he's thinking about it, because now reality is setting in. And notice that True, his message is starting to change. He's not talking, and they're not, at least, to me, they're not pushing three like they was normally preaching. I don't even hear the girls anymore. I don't even hear too much about them anymore. So quite obvious reality is setting in, because they cannot stay in that house rent free. I don't give a care what kind of papers that what's her name, Aya, she filled out. I don't care what kind of papers that is. They can't stay in that man's home rent free. So I think they need to just go ahead and just go their separate ways, because nowhere in the world that once the state get you. Now I don't know if that's state charges or that's Fed. Now if that's Fed charges, the Fed, they're not going to let them out, because quite obvious they got something on them. Because see, the Feds don't work like the state. The state, they are bond you out, but the Fed, they're going to make sure that they have enough stuff to stick where you won't be able to get out. So, and if they know that Nature Boy is running a cult, that's illegal in the United States. Right there, they're gonna go ahead and keep him in, because if they let him out right now, all he gonna do is just go ahead and form another cult. So I don't think that these people, they don't know what they really got into. What Nature Boy should have done, he should have kept his tail in the jungle. But just like I had said on my video, he wanted to come down here so he can flash. He thought he was going to be the next TO. He thought that he was bigger than God. But where he's at now, if he's God, then even like I said, Jesus, he rose himself out of the grave in 3 days. He didn't stay in the grave long. This dude can't come out. So quite obvious, they should wake up right now and say, this man cannot be God. Because if he was God, he would save himself. He would come out of those jail. Even Paul and Silas, the Bible said they didn't say they came out of jail. So why he can't come out? That's just to show you he was nothing but a fraud. That's all he was.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. He was a con man from time. He's been promising and saying stuff from long before. Well, like from where I can't remember where they was originally. When there was melanation, he is he was he just them quick thinking con men. That's what I'm trying to think of the words. Them quick thinking con men who think on their feet. The next hustle, the next grift. He's a grifter. That's it. He's a grifter.
He's a
He's
what?
a grifter. They call it over here grifter. They might call it something else in America, where like they maybe it's the same. Maybe it means the same word con too, because he obviously thinks on his feet. He's done stripping. He's done escorting.
Mm-hmm.
He's done porn. He's probably done modeling. He's done so like a few things. So he's always so it's like he knows how to change up, how to change his words, how to make it sound
Mm-hmm.
right. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's like a salesman.
Mm-hmm. What you call that, snake? What you call that? Yeah, a salesman wants to
Yeah,
sell you this snake oil. That's
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
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 that's exactly what he is.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, uh,
yeah. So he sell people that dream, and
mm-hmm.
so when they got there, which many have said, all of them have said, Golden Boy. I mean, Kayla was totally different, but totally different reason. The white lady from Canada. But he sold them that dream so hard they was all willing to go out there because everybody's looking to escape. Um,
Mm-hmm.
escape what's going on in America, in the England, whatever. So he sold them that dream, and when they got there, especially the one who gave him the money for the land, and then he went and bought all the
You talking
bikes
about
and
the
all that.
300, the $300,000.
Yeah.
So that was true.
No, that was Phoenix. Phoenix, I think his name. No, was it Phoenix? I forgot his name. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he went like, he talks about it. Then there's Ether Flair who was there too. When he got there, because his link to some of them was through Cyanetta.
Mm-hmm.
So so most people went there thinking, okay, right, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna go formulate something, a living, a natural way of life. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
some of them are doing it, and some of them are just want to make different, just want to
Natural
remake
living,
another
natural way
tribe.
of life. Some of them are
Yeah.
doing it, and some of
So
Mm-hmm.
so that's what I'm seeing with the
Mm-hmm.
young boy who went with Velvet. He's formulating the tribe, remodeling the tribe.
The one that she went up there with.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So there's so many different avenues with them where they it's like they're like all of them. I mean, all of them are lost. They're lost because I mean, apart from Baba Kevin, who I spoke about in my video as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin is formulating something. He's actually talking to the people that is around him. He's actually communicating. There's another one that's with Baba Kevin,
I
and
never
they're
heard
actually,
of that person.
yeah, Baba Kevin. If you put him in I think it's Baba Kevin Productions. I think he's called or something. But he's actually in. I think it's Puerto Rico or Honduras, living pretty all
Uh-huh.
right,
He's
living all
still
right.
alive. He's still alive.
Yeah, he's still around. He
Yeah.
went he went to Nature Boy. Goku is still living in Honduras. I think
Mm-hmm.
with his missus and his baby. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's still there.
I don't know
Um
about that. I don't know about them. Make sure you message that name to me again so I can go ahead and do some research on it because this is the first time I'm hearing about that.
yeah. A lot of them left, and a lot of them went literally still living in the country. So they're just not living around Nature Boy because they
Mm-hmm.
weren't prepared to put up with what they were seeing was going on. And
Mm-hmm.
Nature Boy got it from another. The Nature Boy got that same template originally from another man, right?
Okay.
Who was actually doing the work and doing the stuff and trying to live natural and all that. And then there's Shaka, and then there's Bumi,
Shaka. I think I heard of that person.
yeah, and then there's Bumi. Um, Bumi was around Nature Boy in the original days, and then he left. Him and Shaka left, and I mean the women that Sybil. I ain't seen Sybil in ages. That's the one who wrote the book.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a lot of members, but but there are also members that probably wasn't was there, but in the background and all
Mm-hmm.
that.
So it wasn't carbonation. It was
Yeah,
melanation, right?
no, right. This is still carbonation. Like
Oh,
there's
it's still
outside
carbonation.
networks. There's still outside networks, well, networks because because that's the whole reason why he went back to Atlanta as well as to get connections back. Right, all the contacts that he lost, he was trying to get all them back. That's why he originally went back to Atlanta, and
Oh.
and um and right, like he had a lover who was obviously feeding him from Atlanta to where he was as well, and which I think is it Real Talk who says that. One of the I think either Real Talk said it or one of those women said it. Simpson got the super. One of them, well, one of them said it, but there is, but they have a network. They're like a network because, and that's why he used to call and talk to a lot of them on the IG or on the Bigo. You know what I mean? It's it is a big network. when you think about it.
So
They
that's what he was talking about when he was saying he was trying to gather them all together. So he came back to so he can get all of his people in the past back together. And that's what he was talking about, the great day of Pentecost, right?
yeah,
Yeah, because he came back so he could network with all the people that he had in his past so they can all come together.
yeah,
Yeah, now it's starting to make sense. All this
yeah,
right here is starting to make sense. But the thing about it is, I guess he lost it once he felt that people wasn't coming on board. They didn't want to be a part of it. Because I remember Musa had reached out to, I think it was Shaka, if I'm not mistaken, and he was saying that all the stuff that Nature Boy did for him and the teaching and the knowledge, and I think the guy had said that he don't want to be a part of it anymore. They was trying to get all those people back together. But when those people didn't want to come on board, then I guess Nature Boy lost it because at the end, you could see that he lost it. He was out of control. But the thing about it is, I don't understand why did at the end he put himself out like that. It's like he wanted to get caught. So was it somebody in jail that he needed to reach? Because it's like he was telling the police, it's like he was asking for trouble. He was opening himself up for trouble. Even when he put his own address out there. Come get me. I don't know. It was something about that Ocean. Something just not right. I
yeah,
swear.
yeah. Yeah, because that's the same thing Max said as well. Mac, because if you watch Max X World, one of his old videos, Max said that how it's like he knew it was coming, because when he started slapping them on lives and letting the women show themselves on Zoom and all this stuff, I, but I feel also what tipped it was the way how he dealt with the white guy as well. That
Me
also
too. I
tipped.
made the video on that. You saw that video I had made on that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what tipped it as well, and also, and also the neighbors wasn't liking how, maybe, I mean, as Onyx Rising put it, it's the energy that what
Mm-hmm.
goes round there. The lady, I think, when the lady met him in the cul-de-sac part when Malia went crazy, I think that's when it went even worse for him now, because he
Mm-hmm.
was because that's like a place where the people like retired or quietness and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
like
And
where I live at. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like a
yeah,
retirement. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And he being him now, he thought that he can talk to the lady any old how, and she was
Mm-hmm.
gonna just not bother about it. But
Mm-hmm.
I bet you all those people that was in the cul-de-sac, because he was loud all the time, um they must have been making phone calls as well.
Oh, they
So
were. They was putting posters all in the neighbors, in the subdivision where they were, and
mm,
and they was posting and letting them know that they have a cult in their neighborhood. People, once Nature Boy gave out his address, people, they went in full force. They were standing in front of his house, and they were going to the neighbors and posting, letting people know that what was in their neighborhood. And that's why I'm saying that it's like Nature Boy, he wanted this to happen. It's just something that does not add up why he did this. And like you said, when he had the white boy in that house, that right there, it opened the door for them to come in. And you don't know what he told the police. You don't know what he was saying. So I don't know if Nature Boy has set this all up because he think he's a good chess player, and he had a motive behind everything that he did, because it's like he was doing more a military style at the end, like he was getting them ready for such a time like this. It's like he was, I don't know, it's just some stuff just didn't add up. Was all this premeditated? He planned all this out to happen the way that it happened. It just didn't make sense. Or maybe, he was hallucinating because, he started smoking, marijuana. So I don't know. Did it play a fact on his mind where, it just made him wall out? I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff that just don't add up. It's like he was just asking for people to sit there and come and get me pretty much. And like he wanted to come to jail. And he talked about that. You remember when he talked about the day of the Planet of the Apes, where everyone that was in prison, the prison cells was going to open up. For some reason, my spirit is leading me to is that he wanted to go in jail. That was his last teaching. That was his last call to go in that jail to teach those inmates.
Yeah,
Because I don't know, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but that's only my opinion. And like I said, at the end of the day, we all have one.
yeah, because not because there was because according to Natiri, she said that how when he started taking the drugs and stuff, it's like he couldn't handle it, and he was just doing like it's like he kept having episodes, literally having episodes. And I also think when he went to the restaurant that day, not that day, when they went to the restaurant and the restaurant said no, you can't come in, and he started giving saying black man is God and all this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel he wanted to get taken that time too, but nothing happened. But then he's like he tried it a couple times, but nothing happened. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like he was pushing buttons as well. And I think and I think the slapping, the when the women started slapping each other and showing that they can kneel down properly and all this, and it's just like um yeah, he was digging a hole for himself, but he is like it's like he knew. But apparently they were saying that how there was trying to get him back here. They was trying to get him back here, and that's why they revoked the passports and stuff like that, so he couldn't go nowhere.
Oh, so they provoked his passport where he couldn't go back to the jungles
Yeah,
overseas. So he couldn't go back.
he couldn't go back. He couldn't
Even
go back
after Materia had was that before Materia had filed those charges on him or
before
afterwards?
before.
Oh,
So
before he couldn't go back.
yeah,
So
he
right
couldn't
there,
go
they
back.
trapped him. They trapped him.
They
Yep,
yeah, they
right
trapped
there,
him. Yeah, they trapped
right
him.
there.
So 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 like I don't know whether you just see them when they went to the Virgin Islands and that there was mostly going land like borders. They were traveling through borders. They was driving to the places or however they were getting there. So because people are saying that how there's other ways to get to places from like Atlanta to certain places. So well, not well Atlanta. I can't remember how it goes, but there's easy routes to get to certain places.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think on the very last trip when he did come back, I think after the house got taken in the tropics, I think that was it when they all started piling in that house because remember right he was enjoying himself when all the other members wasn't around, when the guys wasn't around he was enjoying himself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Then he had them around the house for a bit, then he got rid of them, then they kind of come back, then they were in the garage
Mm-hmm.
with Jar, and the women will be upstairs, and I think Solar spoke out about it as well because he was also saying to Zoka that how this all you lot do is dance and nothing else. You don't do nothing else. You
Yeah,
don't
I
speak.
remember when he said that. I remember. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow. And I was thinking, but I obviously think that how after the baby situation, I feel Zola had reached his. I think he had enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the house there was a bit of mutiny because Musa and Solar was starting to answer him back, and
Mm-hmm.
so he belittled them, and so I feel that they would have. either possibly um went crazy on him, or somebody would have went crazy on him. Either someone would have taken his life, or something would have happened, something major,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like the men was getting fed up. They was really getting fed up. Malia was kind of looking like she had reached her point, but
Yeah.
but sh- but she just humor him, because even on the Cyanetta, when he was talking, it's like she will give a sort of a, like, like she would kind of laugh at him, and
Mm-hmm.
like smile, like secretly laugh at him. Um, but it's like he knew how to keep them controlled, but he didn't. But it's like he had their mind, but he didn't have them really much when they came back over
Mm-hmm.
into the Americas. And yeah, they just, right, I mean, there's a whole build up. There's a whole build up. True looked like he had enough. True shaved off all his beard, cut his hair, and all this. Musa shaved his beard, cut his hair. It was like, wow. I was thinking, wow, these guys are really, you know. So I mean, like, it's like they was trying something. They was trying something. Right? It's just, Pisces is lost. But I feel the other guys, they have an influence on him, so they could have possibly, made it out of there if they really tried hard enough. It's just that I think in their minds they feel that they have nowhere to go.
Yeah. Just, talking about Nature Boy and all the stuff that, is happening in the cult, how it's going to play out. So good morning, and you feel free to talk, because we just trying to see how we can go ahead and just unravel this mess, because that's exactly what it is. Because, I think that they knew that it was coming to an end. And just like you said, the way that all of them was acting, because he even got on Malia when Malia, had said something in the car, and she didn't agree to him. He got on her time, and right there, he know once he brought those people, but he knew that he was losing control once he brought them to the state, and everybody was in their ear and telling them, no way in the world that I will let a grown man control me like this. And they saw how he was just, it's like he was just trying to emasculate the black man. He was trying to humiliate them. And then when he had them kissing his feet, you know, and like I said, all that right there was not a part of spirituality. And even it was, he was doing it for a show. He was not doing it on a religious aspect. Like someone had showed me well, I did a video on Muji. You heard of Muji?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, when people will come all across the world and kiss his feet. And Nature Boy is just a copycat of all this stuff. But Nature Boy, he was doing it because his pride and his ego, that's why he had those men on the ground kissing his feet. And how he was humiliating these girls, having them slapping each other. I want to know, how can God get the glory of all the stuff that he was doing? The dude, he was a train wreck, and something had to stop him. And I don't think that he's going to get out anytime soon. Even if they don't have anything, they're going to keep pushing his bond back every time when he go up for a bond hearing. They're going to keep pushing it back. But you can see right there, this man, this man need help.
Yeah, he does need help. He does need help. I think they're checking his mind out and everything. And I feel they're still looking at all the videos. That's online as well.
And that's why they're not
Um,
making bond for him. You're right.
yeah, because not only that he showed himself the first hearing with the outstanding, right. He showed himself then. And I mean, there is very good persecutors, that the persecutor that was there on the Zoom when she started listing stuff and letters from Natiri and different things, and he obviously thinks he's not a black man. I mean, like, he's a black man conveniently in his head, so he forgets that. And we know that the state and stuff don't take too well when it comes to black men. They don't.
You're right. Nothing he does glorify our God. Nothing. This man was nothing but a fraud. That's all he was. Nothing that he did. This man was a fraud because I hope they wake up now. I hope these people wake up because Nature Boy, I don't think that he's going to get out. They're going to keep pushing that until they find something that's going to really stick on him. And the only way that something going to stick on him, that's when someone that is close to him talk. Because he got a lot of stuff to answer for, especially when it comes to Zoka baby. I don't even think they have any records what happened to the baby, because just say if the baby died at the hospital, they still have a death certificate. They never even mentioned that. And Nature Boy, he likes to show his receipts. Why he never showed the death certificate?
Yeah, because he had the copy of
He served Bell. That's who he served, Bell.
Yeah, he does. Because he had a copy of Mama Dia's certificate, so I feel that either adopted the baby, trafficked the baby, or something. Something happened anyway.
Well,
Something
that's
big.
what I won't say allegedly, but that's what my spirit says. And that's why, because Zoka, she was big and healthy. No way in the world that they can just come out and say that the baby just suddenly died and no records. Even if the baby died, just say if the baby had died, okay? They still gonna have a burial. They may not have, you don't have to actually have family or whatever, but still some kind of burial. I know where I live at, they does that. If the baby is stillborn, you have the right to have some kind of burial, or the birth certificate. They didn't say nothing afterwards. All they just came on and started singing and hugging her, and that was it. They just left all those questions open. And like I say, they don't owe us anything, but they are the ones that made their life public. So if you made your life public, then why you can't share that part? And I promise you, the spirit does not, my spirit does not lie to me. I think, and I'm gonna say allegedly, that they sold that baby. They sold that baby.
Yeah, because it's just a weird occurrence. Because Shiva had her baby, and I mean, fair enough, right? Right, it's not the best conditions that they how they were looked after, but you just like, yeah. I mean, like, we all want to know. I mean, I want to know what happened to Mama Dia and the baby, and I'm hoping that Zoka will snap out of it and
Mhm.
talk, because Solar is very hurt. Solar is very hurt at whatever happened, whatever he witnessed, and you know,
Like I say, we all have opinion, and I think that when Nature Boy realized that Zoka baby is not for him, it was for Solar, and if the baby would have came out yellow, definitely he was gonna go ahead and get rid of the baby. So, the only thing that I can think is that because Nature Boy realized that the baby was not his, he didn't want to be a part of it, because he already said that the only babies that's going to come around him is the ones that he makes. So Sheba and True Baby, what's his name? What's Sheba's baby's name?
the homie,
Jahomie, Jahimi, right? Jahimi, right?
yeah, the homie.
Oh, okay. Well, they baby, praise the Lord that it was able to come into this world. And it was said by one of those videos that I had watched. She even had a hard time because when they found out that she was pregnant, Velvet beated her up. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember hearing something
Yeah,
like
Velvet
that.
beating her up.
Hmm.
And why would, when she was pregnant, why would Velvet give her a black eye?
Jealousy, jealousy
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Oh, see, oh, I have to come off because my baby, my
Yeah,
younger ones, is
Jahime.
going to be oh, it's coming
What
and
you
that
say?
stuff. Oh, I have to come off because the baby, the younger one, saying she wants noodles and stuff. She wants, yeah, she
Mhm.
wants me to go get her some noodles.
Okay, well, we'll talk another time here.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
just
Yeah.
glad that you came a part of my life and we talked about it. And also, God's child, I thank you for being a part of it. I really enjoyed you, Ocean, and feel free. You're welcome anytime, okay? And whenever you want me to come on your live, I also will be a part of that as well. So just thank you. So make sure you go ahead and take care of those little loved ones, okay? Mine's all grown and out the house, so I can talk as much as I want, okay? You see that that's from having that long gap, you see.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
So girl, you enjoy yourself and feel free whenever you want to come in, okay? Now I at least I know how to add people in, okay? And I thank you for that part. But like I say, when it comes to I'm gonna just stay on just a little while longer, okay?
Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing.
All right,
Right.
so do I have to take you out, or
No, no, no.
you?
I'll jump off. I'll come off. Okay.
Okay, then. Well, just feel free whenever you want to come on back on. I'm gonna just go ahead and stay a little while because you know how it is when it comes to that nature boy stuff, and I don't wish any bad luck on no one. I don't wish harm on no one, because, like I said, we all make mistakes, but when you constantly doing the same thing over and over and exalting yourself over the most high God, you think God gonna just continue allowing something like that to happen?
Hmm.
Not at all. He's
Yeah.
not gonna allow nothing like that to happen.
Yeah.
And
Because he thought he was untouchable.
yeah. So quite obvious, he was gonna find himself right where he's at in the hole, in the belly of the well. And that's exactly what he is. And he's not getting out anytime soon. And only way that he gets out, that's if everybody decide not to talk, but someone gonna talk, because like I say, these people, especially when it comes to the state and the Fed, and then once they put you in jail, these people ain't letting you out. They gonna find some stuff, even if they got to make up some stuff, they gonna find something on you. And Nature Boy right now, his days are numbered. His days are numbered because he did too much. And that's why they say, you never burn your bridges. And the people that he sat there and he dogged out, they gonna talk. They gonna be the one that put him under the jail. He's not getting out. Yeah. So you say you've been Reba says she been following him for like 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So
How long you been
some.
how long you been following him, Ocean?
Um. I don't know. I mean,
Oh,
not
you
that
know a
long.
lot. But you know a lot.
Yeah, cause I followed the part. I think after Velvet had the baby, when she was
Mhm,
going through what she was going through with him, and when he beat her up, that's when I was watching them times.
mhm,
When he beat her up and cut her locks off her head, and then said it was lice.
mhm. And see, I wasn't watching them during the Velvet time. I watched them way before when it was Melanation. When he had came across on my Facebook when they all was at the airport. You remember when they kicked them off
Oh
kicked them off the
yeah,
airplane? Yeah, and I really liked him at the time because I saw how he was out there in the jungle. He had like a little small cabinet that they always living in, had bananas on the outside hanging, off the roof, and they was taking showers with the spring water. I thought it was cool, which is not my life because I'm not an outside person and I live in the woods, and I don't like snakes. We have bears around here. We have coyotes. You name it, we got it. We got bears walking around in our subdivision like they cats and dogs, tearing up our trash cans and everything. But I thought it was cool, that they were free. They was living free. And when I saw when they all was at the airport and they wanted to throw them off because they were saying that, they were smelling. And I mean, right there, it had touched my heart, because I thought that it was just being racist. And I thought, they was getting a bad deal. So I was just like everybody else, making comments, trying to find who can get them help, attorney, because I thought that they was being mistreated. But then after he dissolved melanation and had carbonation and he started letting all these people in, after that I had stopped watching them. And I didn't know that they was doing that much damage, so quite obvious he started exalting himself, and by these people was coming in giving him money. To me, it's like he just lost himself, where he lost himself far from his teaching. So you could see something had went wrong, because look at him now. The man think that he's God. And he's not God, because if he was God, believe me, he will walk out of those prison cells right out. So quite obvious, the man is lost. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm definitely gonna jump off. Yeah,
Yeah,
come
I'm gonna
back
go
on.
ahead and jump off too, and I might get on back later because, like I said, I wanted to go ahead and talk about when it comes to the internet, and how we what I had talked about, how we allow a lot of stuff to just take the best of us, So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off too, but I enjoyed you, girl. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So did I. It's quite a good conversation. Very good
Yes,
conversation.
yes, I really enjoyed the conversation. All righty, talk to you later here.
All right,
All right,
later.
babe.